Massapequa resident Richie Allen's first film, Knucks, debuted recently at the Long Island International Film Expo in Bellmore.
Making a first movie, I wore a lot of hats, made the props, this, that, it was something.
He says it was a great experience to share his first short film with a Long Island audience.
Lots of Long Islanders come from the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, or Brooklyn, And this is a New York City game. And the reaction of the people, oh, I played that when I was a kid. Look, I still got scars on my hand, And Knucks is a card game, sort of, that we played when we were kids and boys in the Bronx, on rainy days, in the apartment house hallways. And the object of the game is to get rid of all your cards, because if you're stuck with cards, let's say you have 5 cards in your hand, that's how many times you get hit with the deck, all right? So you have to get rid of all your cards. The rules we made up as we went along, there's some basic rules. This counts as 1, this is worth 2, this is a 5er, and a 10 you kind of make up, that kind of thing. But we didn't play it every day, but the object was not to cry, it's a macho kind of thing. I decided to use that as my first film subject. And when I told people, I'm going to write this movie about Knucks, well, how old should the people be in the movie? And I said, well, let's have 4 of the kids that played the game when they were kids, right? And they stayed together in the old neighborhood in the Bronx. And they play poker once in a while, and we'll just get into their lives. They, by accident, waiting for one of the guys to come, were fooling around with the game of Knucks, which opened up a whole Pandora's box. Lots of stuff came out that they were harboring over their lives. In fact, the guy who we're waiting for is seeing my wife on the side. I stole my wife from him when she was his girlfriend when we were kids. And that's the basic story of what happens when all the guys get together. This comes out also. Whether he was doing it or not, if he was, we don't know if he really was, but they were meeting, and there was a special reason for that meeting, as we find out in the story.
Oh. Hey, like that shit? Huh? How about this?
But 4 old guys, getting hit with a deck of cards, till the knuckles bleed is kind of weird. But you can make a movie about pea soup, if the characters are good and the stories are right,
For more information on Knucks and to find out how you can see the movie, check out richieallen.com. Chris Collora reporting.